My brothers and sisters, it is reported that Luqman was a wise man from Africa, and he was so wise, his wisdom is mentioned in the Quran by Allah Almighty. Allah granted him the wisdom. Now, why would Allah make mention of a man from Africa in the Quran? Because of the wisdom. Allah Almighty does not look at where you come from. He looks at the deeds. He looks at what you've done. And here is something amazing. He is actually known as Luqman the Wise. So what did he tell his child? He advised his child. He gave his child, his son, a few pieces of advice. And Allah mentions it beautifully. وَإِذْ قَالَ لُقْمَانُ لِابْنِهِ وَهُوَ يَعِظُهُ يَا بُنَيَّ لَا تُشْرِكْ بِاللَّهِ إِنَّ الشِّرْكَ لَظُلْمٌ عَظِيمٌ. Remember when Luqman told his son, while he was giving him great advice, "Oh my son, don't associate partners with Allah. Worship your Maker alone. For indeed, if you were to associate partners with your Maker in worship, it's the biggest wrongdoing you could ever do." Wow, what a powerful piece of advice from a man in Africa. Subhanallah, Luqman, the wise. And so the whole surah is named after this man. What an honor. What an honor. People actually mistaken him for a prophet. So Luqman, may Allah have mercy on him, he was a great man. He spoke to his son about association of partners with Allah in worship, to worship Allah alone, to worship your Maker alone. He spoke about being kind to your parents, fulfilling the rights of your parents, even if they're not following your faith or they're trying to make you do something wrong. You will not follow what was wrong, but you make sure that you obey, meaning you make sure you're kind to them and you show them goodness and respect. Then he spoke about the fact that you can never hide anything from the Almighty. No matter what it is, you will not hide anything from the Almighty. Then he speaks about prayer, being punctual with your prayer. Obviously, the prayer at the time was a different type of prayer, but for us, it's the 5 daily prayers. It's still a duty unto the Almighty. And then he speaks about encouraging people to do good and discouraging them from bad. That's a very great duty upon our shoulders. And he says, "Wasbir ala ma asabak." Bear patience, O my son, in that which Allah has inflicted you with. When you're tested with something, bear patience, because Allah knows what He is doing. This is Luqman giving his son advice, and he says, don't be arrogant. Don't turn your cheek away from people, or don't give your cheek to the people in an arrogant way. And when you walk with humility. Look, this point is coming again. We spoke about it in a previous episode. It's all about walking on earth. When you carry yourself, how do you carry yourself? Be humble, greet people, be helpful. Don't think you are it, because subhanallah, that's not success. That's not what would please the Almighty. And then he says, watch your tone when you speak. Luqman is telling his son, watch your tone when you speak. Don't scream, because definitely the worst of sounds is the braying of a donkey. That's what he says. So don't scream. When you scream and yell, no one will understand what you're saying. Allah's given you the power of speech. Speak eloquently, speak beautifully. No need to scream and yell.